going on, Brendan?
What's up, man? Feels like it's been so long. It's only been a week, but it feels like so much longer. I don't
It
know
really
why.
does.
Like
And so much happened, bro.
so
I'm like,
much.
I'm strangely pumped for this. I don't know why. I feel like we have some disagreements
I
coming up in the future.
oh, okay, like we don't already normally. Like that's cool. No, I'm excited just because I don't know. Like you said, there's so much that's happened. Not just like in basketball. Like we had all the soccer leagues and little NFL dabble of news. Of course, NHL hockey, the
It's been
playoffs.
great.
That's yeah. But let's start off with I'm gonna stick with the sports question this time, but not just
Okay.
normal. If you could add a sport to the Summer or Winter Olympics, what would it be? Add, remove, whatever floats your boat. Because I feel like adding just might be a little basic for you. So if you want to spice it up a bit, go for it.
And and somehow you do know me well enough because I do want to
Uh,
spice this up. But
I was
it's
gonna
not
say
from
I have
like
my
a cop
moments.
out. It's not a cop out answer. I think
Okay.
it's just the Olympics has been around for so long that the sports in it is like the ones that we want to see. Like summer I want to see gymnastics, right? Like
Yeah.
I even watch ice skating during the winter, right? What I think would be cool, and this isn't my idea. I saw this on TikTok, so I think it's a perfect question. But
Okay.
what if like we didn't have the people that trained in the sport?
I knew you were gonna say that because I heard this the other day. It wasn't on TikTok. It was actually on a radio show I was listening to. They had the same. They had the same thing.
Think about it. Me and you representing Team USA in hockey, and we
Hunger
only get
Game
like
style.
6 months to. Could you? That would be the greatest thing I've ever. I would watch the Olympics night and day
Yeah.
because it's fair at that point. Like the U.S. is gonna win, Jamaica's gonna win track. Like Usain Bolt was like they're all stars. Like, but like, what if it was like the guy that eats at McDonald's once a week performs? I will promise
Listen,
you, I'll watch
I could. I think I could do real well in curling. I know everyone says that, but I think I could.
it. I can win the gold easily in those sports.
Listen, but what if I get put on like what's the one where you in the winter or during the skis where they like the basically like, jump off the I can't think of the exact name. You know
Oh
what I'm talking about?
yeah, the
It's
ski
like the
jump.
ski high jump. That one, I'm like, on second thought, like, is it really me? Do we have to pick me? Like, I'm not afraid of heights or anything, but it's like this one just seems more dangerous than my body, like the harm that my body's been put through already in my life. Like, this just doesn't seem smart for me. Like, can I stick to like something simple, like curling?
Dude, I jumped off the curb yesterday to get to my car, and I think I tore both my ACLs. So I completely.
I like that idea so much. I'll be honest. I was gonna add like a casual sport, like bocce ball, something not complex, but little like something that the average Joe can do.
Bocce ball. You could even add in like a. What if they add in like skating, like Tony Hawk type of skating?
I
Skateboarding.
think this summer might have it now. They took it out, but I think they might have it back. I
That would
think
be
they do.
pretty sick.
Like or you just like beer pong.
Wait, stop. I think I think we're onto something, and you freaking heard it here first. Beer
I'm saying
pong,
this. Given, listen, you could draw my name. I'll practice straight for 6 months. I'll do it.
or what, or die, like
Yeah,
die. That could
yeah.
be a sport because holy and like regulation, that will be Brandon.
Even if they just brought
Brandon.
cornhole, if they brought cornhole into the Olympics too, like big brains over here. We'll talk. We'll get our interns to talk about them, and yeah.
We fired Jerry and Terry. Now I forget. I don't even know who these guys are. What are their names?
Tony and Sony.
Tony and
Oh,
Sony. So Tony
yeah,
and Sony will be on
they'll
it.
probably be fired also. Though,
Give them a week, these idiots.
Yeah, but I like
I
that.
love that. I love that.
Let's get into, as you say, the meat and potatoes though, because there's a lot we gotta talk about, and I'm excited as we already established. So let's go for it. Where you want to start?
I want to start NFL because I was
Okay.
scrolling through Twitter today, and I think this is a bigger deal than people are going to make it seem. Debo Samuel hasn't attended the voluntary workouts. Now, I think this is huge. I don't know how you're feeling about that. What do you think?
As someone who dealt with the Julio Jones not attending things and then getting traded away and stuff, I it's a big deal, especially because of what he means to the team, like how
Right.
important he is, in my opinion. Um, I mean, we've all heard that he wants to be traded away and stuff, so it's a big deal. But it is voluntary workouts, and he is at this point not like he's not a rookie, he's not a second or third year, like he's been in the league long enough, so it's like he doesn't have to, but at the same time, it does say something like you should it's your profession, like you should want to do this, like so I think it's a big deal. Not like I wouldn't say the biggest deal, but I think big deal.
Yeah. I would say I agree with that, and I'm curious how much of it is this because I think they said Trey Lance will play, but they haven't said that he will start.
I
Right.
think, yeah, I think the plan is for him to start, but it's like unless something comes, so that football talk, they're never going to announce the starter for sure unless it's Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson, like
Right.
unless it's no it starts. So yeah, I mean, I
So
think at this
I'm
point
curious how
he
much
probably should
of
start.
this quarterback situation plays a fact in that Debo Samuel doesn't want to deal with that. But it's
Yeah,
also you could have got like I know there are talks with Tom Brady. There is different things going on. You could have got one of these guys. You didn't, and you might lose Debo Samuel, which let's be honest is the reason why they beat the Cowboys. The reason
where
why
do
they
you
made
think
it
he
to the
goes?
playoffs.
If he leaves, where do you think he goes? If he
Honestly,
gets
where I
leaves or if he
want him
gets
to
traded?
see, where I want him to go is Green Bay. Where I think he will go is I think uh I think he's gonna go AFC to one of those powerhouse teams. Just put them over the edge. I would love to see him in Green Bay though, especially after
The
losing
problem right now
Devontae.
is it would have to be a trade right now, so it's just you'd have to give up so much for him. So,
Yeah, but
but
we'll
interesting.
we'll we'll monitor that for them. We'll monitor it for you guys. And
I
like
love a good
I'm
wide receiver drama. Always happens.
somehow, some way. But I don't know if you heard this. The Cardinals are going to be on Hard Knocks.
I had not heard that. So when you put that in the notes for today, I was like, wow, that's interesting because normally it's a crap team. Like, well, I said that, and of course the Cardinals have the biggest collapse ever.
Right.
So not
And
ever, but like every year they just collapse back half. So
and then
it's gonna
what
be interesting
happened
because
actually is Kyler Murray and then Hard Knocks, right? So the Kyler Murray said the Cardinals expect him to be at workouts during this offseason.
well,
Expects him.
who won't be
And then
there for
Hard
well,
Knocks.
D Hop will be there. He just won't be able to play for 6 weeks.
Like I don't get how you find out after the fact that you're like what? Like
Yeah,
does
it
that make sense
blows
to
my
you?
it. I get like every year they add like extra little things that aren't supposed to be taken and whatnot, but at the same time, like I feel like you probably should be on top of that. Like you should know, okay, I can't take these things. Like simple stuff, I can't have them. So
Like, don't you have a guy for that? Like, we have Tony and Sony that do that for us. So, like,
yeah,
we give him $2 an hour, and then now all of a sudden, DeAndre
we
Hopkins making all that money can't figure out if he's taking the right medicine or whatever performance stuff.
yeah,
It just boggles my mind. But
same.
that's all I really got for NFL, bro.
I'm
Where are we
okay
going
with that
next?
just because Debo's big news. Like I think it's gonna kind of be like I feel like it's gonna take a while for it to even like solve itself. But I think we should, I think we probably should go to a league that just not league, but a sport that just kind of ended their seasons in Europe. Let's go to the soccer
Let's do
before
it.
we go to playoffs because there's been a lot in soccer because all the big leagues ended. Bayern Munich won Bundesliga. Real
Not
Madrid
surprised.
won La Liga. Congrats to you guys. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
Um,
trying to hold up. I'm trying to save myself.
Man City came back. They were down 2-0 and came back to win 3-2 to win the Premier League title. I was so excited about that one just because I was like, it's big. They didn't blow another one. Um, and then PSG won League One. But what's bigger is that PSG's keeping Mbappe. I don't know
Dude,
what changed, but like Real Madrid is pissed off about that. They're like trying to file complaints and whatnot, and I'm excited because it's like there's talk of whole Messi coming MLS to Miami like next year or whatnot. Whether or not that's true, no one's like it's said, but it's not been like really out there. Like it was said once, and that was kind of it. Like so, it wasn't really like oh my god. So I think PSG squad stays together. I think they make another run at it in Champions League and other things. Honestly, But then Champions League final is this Saturday. Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Oh, it should have been Man City,
We're
but
gonna
it's
get
okay.
into it. We're gonna get into that.
Yeah, this Saturday is gonna be a rough one because one, I'll be on the river all day Saturday, but I'm gonna have to watch this game also. And I know people who I'm with as we go down the Chattahoochee River are gonna be wanting to watch the game. So we're gonna find a way to have this game going while we're forward on the river because it's gonna get heated real fast. And I expect your text and my text to be blowing each other up depending on who's winning.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, you won't be. I just asked that you don't have the game on your phone because I will call you. Just I rest assured, if Madrid scores a single goal, it's on. Like Donkey Kong, brother. Like it's gonna happen. And
I
I'm pumped.
kind of want like this won't matter because we already know who we want to win. But do you have a prediction of the score?
We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Okay,
Maybe we should debate
we're saving
this.
it for
Maybe we
later.
should debate this.
Okay,
You know what I mean? I
okay.
feel like this is spice it
Yeah,
up. Change
I
it. We
like
never
it.
debated soccer. We could get into the
That's true.
X's
We
and
don't.
O's. We know what we're talking about, by the way.
That's true. Yes, let's debate a little soccer. So
I have a question for you about PSG
okay,
maintaining Mbappe.
go for it.
Do they keep Messi and Neymar, or do you see one of them leaving?
I see them staying together. I
All
think
three.
I think this year they stay together, but after that, then it could start left or right, center moving. But I think they're going to try to make a run. I think them keeping him through 2025, something changed in that locker room where Mbappe was like, you know what, we can do something special. Like I think they might try to go to pick up like another defender or two, in my opinion, maybe like some
Yeah.
more midfield, and then because I mean Real Madrid has Holland now, so like attacking is not the problem for these teams. It's can you defend against all these attackers? So if they can play
Exactly.
defense, it's going to be interesting. But I think they stay together. I think they pick up a couple defenders, big names. I think they find some big name defenders while they're in the offseason. And then, I'm going to make a spicy pick one. PSG makes it champs finals next year. I'm starting. This could change. I have a whole year for this at this point. Literally, I have a year for this to change. But throw it out there for now.
I want to put money on that. I just need to figure it out. I'm going to get back to you on that. But before the end of the podcast, we will have a bet on that because I don't hate it, but I also think I have another idea. So I'm gonna save that for. We'll get in. We're gonna have to debate this. We're gonna make an executive decision. We're debating Champions League at the end of this.
Yeah, we'll debate it. But before we debate it, let's get to some playoffs. Let's start with hockey.
Hockey's phenomenal. I'm enjoying. I was able to catch a lot of these games because basketball's one game every day. I think yesterday I watched the Rangers versus the Hurricanes. What a game. It's just there's so much going on. So let's just get into it. Let's start east. Let's start out east. Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Florida Panthers. I think this is kind of I caught a couple games. I'm expecting Tampa to just sweep them. They're up 3-0 right now.
I've talked to a buddy of mine in Florida who's a Florida Panthers fan, and he's like, honestly, I just want the misery over. He's like, I'm having to deal with heat already. I'd rather just focus on one sport.
I can only handle my heart.
I said, what a hard life. Like honestly, what's a hard life? Your teams are both in playoffs right now.
I have two cities and both of them are out. DC and Detroit, none of them are good. So this guy Miami. Yeah. But I think it's interesting, especially looking long-term Tampa Bay Lightning, because they did have an easier run in the Stanley Cup finals playoffs. So I'm curious how that affects them. This Carolina Rangers series, this is interesting to me because I feel like the Rangers should win this. I don't know, just the way they've been playing, their win was pretty impressive, I thought. So it's right now 2-1. The Hurricanes are up. And yesterday when I watched the game, the Hurricanes just took care of business, and it was like 5 minutes left, and they had the goalie out with the Rangers. So I'm curious to see how this plays. I don't know if the Hurricanes have as good of a chance to beat the Lightning, but we could get into that once these series start figuring out. Yeah. Both series actually in the West are really close.
Did you see the first game of Calgary versus Edmonton?
I did not see that.
Oh my God. Once you finish, I'll let you explain, then I will. Because that game,
Let's hit that one first then.
Okay,
It's
let's do it.
2-1 right now.
Yeah.
Edmonton's up
Yeah.
2-1. I mean, tell me about it. What happened in that first game?
So this basically this past week I've been going over to hang with my buddy Chris Abdella. Shout out. Man's getting married
Chris,
in a couple
love you,
weeks.
brother.
Big man.
Congratulations.
And we've been, because he's a big Celtics fan because he's from Boston. So we'll watch whichever NBA game's on, and then we'll flip to hockey afterwards. And the first game, or the first night when we watched it, it was the final score was 8-6 Calgary. They were up 6-1, and then it was 6-5, and then it was 6-6, and then 8-6. Like, I was like, neither goalie knows how to stop anyone. I was like, oh my, it was insane. I was like, this is awful for like, if you're supposed to be a defender in this game, but oh my. And then like the next game, it was the same thing. Like, I want to say they were up 2-1 or something, 2-2 at some point. And also it was tied. I was just like, there's back and forth. I was like, do they not know defense? Like, what's up?
Is it just that their teams that you saw were just that powerful on offense, or is it a lack of defense?
See, that's why I'm not sure, because I didn't follow enough during the season. But like, even the announcers were like saying stuff. I was just like, I'm not upset. Like, I like this. I like these goals. Like, now just hit someone, fight. I just give me a fight now. But yeah,
I'm curious.
That series is like I like a lot.
If you guys are watching, these games, what do you think it is? Like, just two really great offense, or is it just really poor defense? Put it in the comments. We'd love to hear it. And then St. Louis Blues against the Avalanche, Colorado Avalanche. The Avalanche are up 2-1. I haven't caught any of their games.
I want to say I saw one, but that might have been the first one.
But I think, honestly, these Canadian teams are going to win the West, and I think the Lightning will win the East, and I'm curious how it goes from there.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
I don't like that. I agree. I don't like that. I agree with you on that one. So I'm just gonna move on over to the next playoffs.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We're not gonna agree at all.
Yeah. Where to begin? Let's start let's start in the West, because that series is gonna end a little sooner than the East.
I'm not mad about that.
First off, what is exactly happening over there? Because I think at this point we could probably debate while we talk this, or do we just want a quick rundown and debate it? Because we're gonna have to debate some stuff with these.
Let's do a quick rundown, and then we can get straight into it.
So first, Dallas is down 3-0 to Golden State. They play tomorrow night. I think Golden State sweeps them, honestly. Dallas, it's just been confusing. Like, Luka's been going off, but no one else has. Then their bench has been causing problems, getting fined 3 times, I think it was.
3 times.
Yeah. One guy wearing the same a shirt the same color as the Warriors jerseys, and then gets balls passed to him. The next game, refs tell him to change, he doesn't. It's just a whole lot back and forth. Of course, Mark Cuban, the owner's like tweeting out different things, showing other people's teams and whatnot. And then over in the East, it's 2-1.
2-1.
Heat.
Possibly 2-2, because I know they're playing right now.
They are playing right now. But this series just, it's so weird, because you have different people going out each game. Like, Jimmy Butler was out all last game. Tatum went out, Smart went out, Hero went out, and now Hero and Smart are out this game. But the other, I just don't like. Oh, hello there.
ESPN, I hate them so much.
But I just don't know what to think of it, because like, Boston looks so good one game, then another game they don't. Like, they should have won the game 3. Like, you didn't have Butler at all, and Smart and Tatum came back and like played their, like Smart was like, I don't care, my ankle basically is broken. Like, I thought his ankle broke when I saw that replay.
Yeah.
And he goes back into Hugh sayings, and it's just like, you had to win that game. I feel like I still think this goes 7, but
did you see that tweet of the Boston trainers? Like, there's some tweet like,
Trey
who
Young
are these guys?
Trey Young tweeted out, he's like, Boston has some really good trainers apparently, or something like that.
Like, you can make a broken ankle look like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And but let's just get into it, because where do you want to go? East, West? Which one?
Let's go back to the West. Let's get done with the West and then come to the East, and then we'll do some champs stuff.
So it's very easy to say like the Mavs are down, so like they're gonna get swept. And I think we're both in agreement on that. I'm not mad about it at all because I actually called the Warriors for the
Yeah.
chip. And it looks like the more I watch, just how much I'm gonna really like my Steph jersey. I don't know. That's just my thought. But why? What is your conclusion? Like, why are the Mavs down 3-0? You kind of hinted to it, but is that the full reason, or what do you think?
I think this I saw today as well. Luka's the only player I think since like 2019 not to have another All-Star on his team.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't remember that, but that's the biggest thing for me. And this it kind of comes back to play with like the whole thing with Atlanta also when it comes to Trae Young. Like he has a few more pieces, but like this year they didn't show up. Luka's a guy for them. You can't be the guy against 3 to 4 other guys. Like it's just
Right.
too much for him. Like he's dropping 40 every game and losing still. And like yes, game 1 they got blown out, but game 2 they had it and lost. Like they had that win. And then last night, back and forth, close game. They could have got it. They, could have lost like they did. But I'm just not sure what they need. That's like gonna be that final piece to help Luka out. Because they need someone else. It's very clear that Luka can't do it alone. Like Luka has to score 60 points basically for them to win right now against the Warriors. I feel like I don't even think 50 is enough. I feel like he has to get 55 to 60 points for them to win tonight.
There's a lot there. And I don't disagree with any of it, honestly. I think I'm just seeing it differently. I think the Mavs are doing exactly as I expected. And I don't know why. I think what it really is I think if you take Andrew Wiggins off the team for Golden State, this is a much different series. And I
If you
think
take
Andrew
Wiggins
Wiggins,
or if you take Pools, if you take Wiggins
like
or Pool off,
specifically Wiggins, because he's defending Luka and
that's fair.
it's weird to say he's doing a good job when he's dropping 40, but like he's
Yeah.
doing a good job. It's weird. But
Some of the
I
points
think
just don't matter when Luka gets them. Like something like, okay, garbage
exactly
points. Like, yeah.
garbage perfect. And I think yesterday was more than garbage points because he really kept them in the game to keep it within 10 for most of that last 2 minutes. But there's something about the emergence of Wiggins that I don't think the Mavs expected. Because I didn't.
That's fair.
I didn't see Andrew Wiggins coming out and doing this work. Game 1, he's guarding the heck out of Luka, but he's also dropping like 26 points. I think he was the second leading scorer last night. When you get production like that off of, would you say he's your 5th guy? Would you say he's your 6th guy? Like whatever you put him.
Well, that's like, I think, it's simple. Like the previous years, you had Poole go off for way more than everyone thought he was, and now you have a different player. That's what's just making the Warriors look so scary. Is that it's not Curry, Clay, Draymond, not their big 3.
Right.
It's their younger stars going off, like as a unit, while you have your big 3 consistently doing what they're supposed to do.
Exactly. And I don't think it's a lot because I think the difference between Golden State and Phoenix, because they both have depth, but
one has a lot more depth in my opinion though. Like Phoenix has depth, but their depth is more like it's not shooter depth. Like they have shooters, but like I don't think anyone's as deep when it comes to shooters as Golden State. Golden State could put 5 people on the court. That Golden State could put 5 on the court and say we're not going to play defense and we're just going to outscore you, and they could.
That's true.
Like that's
but
the
they
scary
also
part.
At the same time playing the heck out of defense.
Yeah, like they can also put
worse.
3 people. Yeah. Like we can outscore you if you want to go to 180, or we can just go to 100 and see who wins still. Like either one's fine, and that's terrifying. And I think, no offense to Luka, he plays defense, but not great defense. He's a decent defender.
He needs to fix that. If he wants to be compared to Baby Bird, he wants to be Luke Braun. Like I've heard that comparison between him and LeBron. That's his area of game.
Gotta play defense.
But I think we're kind of approaching this new era of just like not going small, but getting a 0.5, because I'm looking on the court and no one's above 6'9". When like I feel like the tallest person is Kleba, you know? Like, who's the
Yeah.
tallest guy playing? So, like, there's something about that, like you said, the 5 shooters. Because Kristaps Porzingis was the guy last year, but not anymore because, like, he was trash. But I think Spencer Dinwiddie is a good 6 man. He's not a
Yeah.
number 3. That's
Yeah.
the issue.
Yeah.
But he was brought there to be like a number 2, but became a 6 man. And then Jalen Brunson kind of just came out the cut, and now he's the number 2. And those guys are great, 100%. They're gonna get their money, and I hope that doesn't affect the Dallas team. But they need
Yeah.
they need another like
They need
a 3
Brunson
and
to
D
be a
guy.
3. I think they need Brunson to be a 3, and they need another 2. If they can have
Yeah,
Brunson be the 3 and work and have him and Luka's defense improve and get a 2, what the problem is I don't know who. That's the problem. I really I can't think of who to go to Dallas.
but I think now, if I'm gonna be honest, I would want to be at Dallas because Jason Kidd's doing something, man. Like I did
Yeah.
not think they would beat Phoenix, and that's gonna look really well. And I
But also Phoenix is still, in my opinion, overrated in playoffs. I thought that for 3 years. They are a regular season team, in my opinion.
okay, I
I've said that since the beginning. You know that.
yeah. Do you agree with what Pat Bev said? And this is like off topic, but did you agree what Pat Bev said about Chris Paul?
I don't when Pat Beverly talks, I stop listening. I don't like him at all. Whatever he says, I listen to it, but no, he needs to shut his mouth. He has
Okay,
not won anything. He needs to go sit down in his corner in Cancun. Chris Paul will come shake his hand, smack him in the face, and say, "Shut up, you haven't won anything either." Call it a day. Pat
yeah,
Beverly, in my opinion, is one of the most disrespectful players towards other players when it comes
yeah,
to stuff. So
agreed. But I think Luca is a piece away, and I think they have never looked better going into a free agency
that's fair.
than this
Who
season.
who do you think who do you think they might sign then?
So I don't know who's available. I don't know this whole free agency,
Yeah, I'd have
who's
to
like
look
at the
into
end
it.
of their
We
contract.
s- we
But
still have another month before that happens, so
I see him with like I don't know. Like, like it's hard to say. Like you could go like a big man, but I don't think that's what they need. I think they really just need like kind of a similar situation to like PG and Kawhi.
okay.
Like if Kawhi, like if PG or Kawhi didn't play defense, like they need like a one of those types of guys. And I don't know, looking around the league, what's going to happen, especially like on the West, because let's see if maybe the East guys start moving out. I don't know, but like there's something about because like the Heat, they have long, lanky guys, so you need someone to compete with that. That's why I'm really interested when we get into it, like the finals. Like, how are the Warriors going to do with these tall, lanky, like
Yeah.
6'8", 6'9" guys versus like Steph? And and Marcus Smart's gonna be there, God willing, and maybe that's when we kind of just get straight into that. But
Well, you're just assuming that the Celtics are going to the finals, I guess. Just then, that's what it just sounded like. I guess at this point, let's hear it. Let's go to the
get it.
East now. Let's go to the
Let's
East,
go.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Who do you have
give it.
winning the East? Since you just threw that one out there already.
Well, I will say this: my pick
Okay.
has no fact behind it because at
Okay.
this point in the series, there's no rhythm. Miami blows them out. Boston blows them out. Everyone gets hurt, and Boston has the lead, and then Miami comes back. So this is all heart.
Yeah.
This is all heart.
I'm looking the lead. I'm looking the score up right now while you talk to. I'm trying to figure out. Let's see what tonight's looks like.
I think it's a blowout. Yeah, it's a blowout.
Yep, it's a blowout again. Okay.
So like it's 57-33, guys. Like 57-33. Boston's up.
Yeah.
What is this series? Like I don't know. But what I've seen is as long as Boston has Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they have a chance.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen. And they're young. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. but I trust them. Like game on the line, I trust them more than I do Kyle Lowry, Bam, Jimmy Butler, and Tyler Hero. Now, their defense, I will say, has been very impressive, especially those blowout games.
In half the games.
And half the games. And really 1.5 games. Because the first game they blow them out. But that's impressive to me. What I struggle with is Jimmy Butler is that guy. Give it to me at the end. What happened?
Tatum was 24 points at the half.
You see what I mean? So like again,
Sheesh.
both teams are super inconsistent, and the series is proving that. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are inconsistent. I just trust that one of them will be on more than I trust Bam, Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, Victor Oladipo, etc.
That's
I don't know. I'm gonna put that out there, and then we could get into more detail.
It's weird when you don't want either team to win, because like it's just like I would love to find a way for both teams to lose this. I still think that in the end, though, Miami's going to pull this out having home field advantage, but it just depends on health. I think at this point, like I know that's like the cliche answer, but like if either team gets hurt any more than they already are, it doesn't matter who's playing. Like Boston can win tonight and tie the series, but like they should be up 3-1 at this point and have won game 3. But they tie the series and they lose the game where, Butler's out, but then they beat Butler again. Then you go back to Miami and it's like, all right, we're probably going to get Hero back. Smart might come back. Like you don't know how bad that ankle is. Like that's the thing. That ankle could be horrendous. Like it looked so bad still. So like I think Heat go up 3-2, and then it's a question of do we get blown out again? Because we win a game, get blown out, win a game, get blown out, it looks like. Or do they make it come back in the second half tonight? Like Tatum went off in the first half of game 1, then went super cold in the second half. If that happens again, he can make a comeback. But right now, like PJ Tucker has 0 points. I think I saw Butler had 6. Like no one's scoring a ton. Clearly, you have 30 points and a half.
Right.
But what's weird to say is that this series is so strange, but with both teams' defense, whoever comes out, I feel like if they can be healthy for the finals, has a very good chance because of how they play defense. Whichever team comes out, I honestly at this point could not tell you who. Like I think the Heat pull off the home field, but I'm also not going to be surprised if the Celtics win it. Like this series itself doesn't make sense to me.
Before I want to end this portion with a question. I'm going to put you on the spot, so where I'm going to go with this. But I want to stick on the series. Who do you trust more? Like, objectively speaking, do you trust the 3? And I will say I would say they're equally in depth. But let's go. Like, I feel like when you look at this, think of the Celtics, you think of Smart, Brown, and Tatum. When you think of the Heat, you think of Butler, Lowry, and Bam. And Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
And Victor Oladipo now. So who do you trust more? Like honest. Who do you trust more? What group of guys? If they're all playing for Atlanta, say, like what group of guys are you trusting?
I don't trust either group fully. That's the problem. Like Miami, the only one I would trust if I had to have the shot is Butler. And then honestly, at this point right now, if it's the second half, I trust Smart and Brown over Tatum. But first half, I trust Tatum. Like it's just I don't trust anyone fully. Like there hasn't been like 100% consistency. It's not like how Luka's dropping 40 a game no matter what. Like the consistency just isn't there throughout a whole game for either team.
Mm-hmm.
Like game 1 was close, and then all of a sudden Miami said you're not scoring in the third quarter, and they blew them out. Game 2 was a blowout, but then Miami almost came back in the third. Like, and then game 3 with the injuries once again, like Boston should have had it, but they didn't. In this game, like I haven't watched it right now, but like, is it the defense is good or are they just missing open shots? Like I know, like that's the problem. Like, there's just hasn't been any consistency. So like to pick who do I trust more, I would say I pick Marcus Smart the most. Like I don't pick a squad the most. I pick Marcus Smart the most. But also, if he's hurt, how much can I like? He was playing on adrenaline in game 3. Let's be real.
Right.
And like with Robert Williams out now too. Like I don't know if he's back tonight or not. He was out game 3. Like if he's back tonight, great. But if he's not, like at this point, Marcus Smart and Al Horford, I guess I trust the most from Boston. Then Heat, I trust. It's just how shots have been going down. It's gonna be Butler and Strus, unfortunately. Like I hate Strus, but
And
it's just
Robert Williams is back. He
Okay.
wasn't on the injury report tonight,
Okay.
but
That's what I'm saying, like there's just such back and forth. I think this one just goes down to the wire, in my opinion. Like no matter what, I don't see either team getting a 2-game lead.
and I think I'm curious because Ime Udoka has shown he's a great coach. Like he
Yeah.
has that potential if he could do this over a long period of time. Is this the passing of the torch from Spo to now Udoka? Because if Udoka pulls this off, because they're so inconsistent, it comes down to coaching who could get their guys more disciplined. And I'm curious, Spo should do that. But what if Udoka does it first? Spo should do this. Again, I'm going to be on the record. Miami should win this series. I just trust Boston a little bit more, especially after playing Brooklyn.
Fair.
Especially playing who did they just play?
Milwaukee.
They had a harder route. Miami had it a little easy. I trust what I have seen.
But they're as the 1 seed, you're supposed to have it easier. So,
but like they shouldn't, because this is the East, and the Philly was supposed to be dogs. And I mean, I know they faced the Hawks, and the Hawks did do their best, but they were just undermanned a little bit.
Undermanned. Everyone was a little hurt. Also, this is when the Heat weren't hurt, but yeah,
and they got lucky with that first series. The second series to Philly, and like I'm just cute. They got
lucky in a sense because Embiid was hurt a little bit. Also, let's be real, he had a broken face. But no, you are right. Like Boston has more. Boston this playoffs has more battle tested games. It's gonna be interesting because this is just one of those series where like you could write down any team. Like you could have wrote down Heat in 4, Celtics in 4. Like you could have wrote down anyone in 4 through 7, and it could have been a thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, but whichever team loses, do you think they go out and get like a lot of people or 1 or 2, or do you think they stick with who they have because they're both very good and they just kind of like try to draft a player to like become like one more filler?
I think it's 2 different situations. If Boston loses, they're just like Dallas, prime meat. People want that young coach, and not to bring race into it, but black coach. People want to have that.
But here's the thing with that. Who do you replace on your starting 5 right now? Like that's the thing.
I don't think you replace anyone. I think you just add a bunch of other guys because they're really 7 deep.
That's true, but the problem is when people move to a different team, they want to be a starter. It's just ego in sports. That's the problem.
Because I don't think so. Let's just go through the 5. Tatum out. He's not going to be traded, debated, whatever. Brown not traded, debated, whatever.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart, I think he's earned that respect to not be traded.
He should not be traded. And if he's traded, it's for another big name player back.
Right. Do I see Robin Williams leaving? No. Do I see who's their 4? Is it Grant Williams? No.
I think so.
Grant Williams. I think it's 4. So I don't see him leaving as well. I see them getting a solid 6-man. A solid 6-man. Like, I don't know, like what Jordan Clarkson did for Utah that one year they blew up. You know, like that type.
That's
like
fair.
He goes out there, you're getting 20, 25 points from him on top of whatever Brown. And like,
so
I don't know.
So they get 6-man
type.
In Miami, though, you think they would get another starter?
Oh, no. And I know this won't happen. I think Miami should just blow it up. It's not working. I'm going to talk about this. Let me explain. Not blow it up completely, like get rid of everyone and start over. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, I'm saying they shouldn't do that. What I'm saying is clearly there's a problem with Butler on that team, and he leaves, and then I don't see Miami competing if they lose Butler. But I think if they
Okay.
lose, Butler leaves. And to me, that's what should happen because clearly Haslam. I mean, we've all saw the fight. Haslam did not like what Butler said. He fought for Spo. Now Tyler Hero ain't going to do nothing. Bam, are you going to get rid of Butler or Bam? Okay, are you going to get rid of Hero or Butler? Are you going to get rid of Lowry, who you just signed all that money for, or Butler? Are you going to get rid of Victor Oladipo, who's like a solid 6-man? But you're going to get rid of Butler because those guys are all just doing their job. And then it's just a bunch of, not jags, but just like a bunch of guys doing their jobs and no one leading them in the final few minutes. And I think Butler has better potential on somewhere else and has enough trade value where you could get solid guys. But I don't think it matters because no one's like Butler. And I think, honestly, I would love to see it, Butler going back to Philly.
So that's what I was going to ask. I was going to say, if Butler doesn't go, what's the chances they trade for Embiid from Philly?
They won't trade for Embiid because Bam's there. You see what I mean?
You give Bam away for Embiid. If you're trading for Embiid, Bam's going to Philly.
See, that's interesting. So you're saying keep Butler and bring in Embiid.
Yeah. Because Butler doesn't want to play for Philly anymore. He's made that very clear. But he wants to play with Embiid. And let's be real. You know behind the scenes right now, Embiid does not like Harden already. Let's just say it. He was already done with Harden. And Doc isn't gone. And that was part of the problem that Butler had was Doc also. And he's not going to go back to 76ers.
Dude, this is a lot of
Tobias
hot takes,
Harris
bro,
is there.
because I really like this move.
I'm just saying, like you would have to give up probably a lot, like more than what they gave up.
But that's
for
all you
Harden.
need.
Yeah.
That's all you need. You keep Oladipo, you keep Lowry, right? But I would put in a package for Bam and Tyler Hero and see what they say.
Honestly, I could see Bam with any of those other 3 players that you listed. Like they could take any of the other players. Like if they asked you for Bam and Lowry, you say deal. Let's be real. If Jimmy Butler and Embiid want to play with each other, you say done. You want a first round 2? Done. You want
so
2?
Do you agree with me? Because you were laughing at me like I was crazy, but now it seems like you kind of see it.
Well, because when you said, I thought you meant like blow it up and trade everyone away. That's why I was confused.
Okay.
I thought you meant
like the way we see the Heat now.
Yeah.
Their identity is Butler, and blowing it up is getting rid of him. But I like your idea of keep him and get rid of the others.
Which it's easier to do because especially if Butler wants to be in Miami, because like Embiid and Butler, but that's also they could end up winning the whole thing and then nothing changes. But
and then I think what matters is what happens with Doc, and if Mike D'Antoni comes. If that happens, I promise you, what you just said, Brandon, is probably the most realistic thing you've ever said in your life.
Which just says a lot, but like honestly, I am more than happy to fully go on record and have that could happen. Like there's a chance that there could be. Yeah.
I think that's like the most logical thing because now it's like thinking of where Butler could go, I don't see. But seeing where Embiid could go if everything goes south, and I'd rather take Embiid over most of those guys on Miami. And he still gave him more work with broken face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now I just gassed you up. I'm going to put you on the freaking spot because that's what we do. Before we switch over to Champs League, I need an answer right now. I think I hinted it last week. I need an answer right now. This is your final opportunity because you hate both teams. Are you finally going to concede my jersey before the finals even started? Or are you picking one of them? Give it to me.
I hate you so much, by the way. I really do. What team would I? See, the problem is I'm basing off what jersey. If whoever I pick wins, I get to pick what jersey I want, though, right? I don't have to pick one of their jerseys, right? I can get a different.
I won't even give that to you. That's how confident I am.
Okay, good. Because the Boston jersey I would never wear. I would throw it in the trash before it opened. And Miami,
You'll get jumped probably in Atlanta after what just happened.
It's true. One sec. I'm looking at the score right now. This half. Oh, okay, they're down by 20 right now.
27. Lord have mercy. Okay. So are you gonna concede it? And you're gonna give me my Stephen Curry?
Miami is 7. Sticking to it.
You have Miami winning the East. Okay.
Yep.
So not only do I have
Yep.
Boston winning the East, I also have whoever wins the East is losing to Golden State. So this is I'm into it. You're on record. I wrote it down. You're on the clock, buddy. Because of the minute Boston wins,
I know.
I'm calling you. I need you to understand.
You expect my phone's going to be turned off right before that call.
My phone broke. I don't know why. I forgot to pay my bill.
Instantly phone off. You'll get a Yahoo message appear. Sorry, this user cannot be
I will
found.
purchase a flight, and I don't know if you guys know flights are mad expensive. I will purchase a freaking flight, buddy. I will get there within the hour, and I will be at your front door, buddy. And I'll be like, "Excuse me, what movie?"
I am moving before you arrive.
You end up in
Excuse
Africa. You
me.
FaceTime.
Wrong
me.
house. Wrong house. I do not want to look at your face. Oh God. But let's do another little debate because this one's going to be just as
And we're gonna
heated as
disagree,
the other
and we
one.
already have double or nothing on it. For the record, we already have double or nothing.
As we talked about Champions League finals. Let's get into it, and I'm gonna let you go first because I want to hear your little take on this matter.
So I
You
will
want to
say,
tell me the score?
what makes me nervous is them losing Mbappe, because what they were gonna have to give up for Mbappe is currently playing for the team.
Yeah.
Vinicius Jr. That's what was gonna have to happen to make this work. So that's a little cause for pause. But I'm trusting this is a business, right? They know how to handle it. I trust Madrid. I think so much. And I think the team, like the person on the team that deserves the most credit, honestly, is Marcelo. This guy is a wealth of knowledge, and he's just like a Udonis Haslem type, but also is not as old as Udonis Haslem, can still play. So I really like just how he kind of comes in, he hypes up the team, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, let's look at all sides of the ball. I'm gonna pull up the starting 11 for Madrid because I forget their one guy. 11 for Madrid. Okay. When you look at it, Courtois, I grew up when he was on Chelsea. I love this guy. I love how he was like I think he's solid. And I know they interchange him with Donnarumma. Is it the what's that guy? The second string. They like switch in between.
Yeah.
You know?
I know who you're talking about.
I like
can't
both
think
of them. I think Courtois starts, and I really enjoy that one. When you have like that back four of Carvajal, Miltillo, you got Alba, and you got Nacho. You have the speed off the wings, which is how Madrid plays. They play this counter-attack style, and that's why they have Benzema up front. You can't really break that down, especially when you have, and I hate this guy so much, and I don't know how often he plays. I haven't followed them during the season as much as I wish I could have.
Yeah.
But what's his name? The very dirty player. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm talking about? Center defensive mid.
Ramos?
No, not Ramos. Oh, son of a gun. What's his name? Where is he? Casemiro. I hate him. I hate him, but he's solid. He's a solid, like he's like a Draymond Green type of arrogance, and like he plays defense well. And then when you look right ahead of him, when you have Modric and you have Kroos, you can't literally get any better than that at all.
Okay.
Like I don't know how you could even improve that. So I trust them to like kick a ball, hit my mother in the head from the stands. Like I if he does that, God bless him. Like I'll thank you. When you look at that front three, they have so much depth that it hurts. Benzema, solid. I kind of like this Rodrigo guy. I really do. After that last game, after the way he performs, but he's kind of like off the bench type. I think Vinicius Jr., if he could get over what happened with Mbappe,
That's
it's not even
gonna
a
be a question.
competition.
Yeah.
It's not even a question. Madrid wins this comfortably. If he gets over it, if he doesn't, then this is a close game, and I still think Madrid
Comfortably?
wins it. I think Madrid wins it. If he doesn't get out of it, like the weird feelings, he gets out of. They win this game by a goal. That's my take. Give me your take on Liverpool, buddy. I just went through the whole starting 11. I'm ready for it.
Comfortably wins? Comfortably? Do you not know what Liverpool has done this year as a whole? Like, okay. First off,
I know it's gonna
I think
happen.
I know, like, no matter what, I know Benzema's gonna have a goal. I have to accept that Benzema's gonna score a goal. I do. What I don't have to accept is that hopefully Rodrigo won't score a goal and ruin like he did to Man City. Because if he doesn't score a goal, I think it's fine. But if he does, then what was it? I think Salah's gonna make that back line of yours his child this game.
Who's gonna make that?
Salah, Mohamed Salah. He's going to make that back. I think he wants, like, first off,
He wants his game.
Liverpool wanted Real Madrid. They wanted Real Madrid this game.
Big time.
So he's going to do that. Plus, like, I'm looking through things right now. Like, as a whole, while your team is a little more better offensively and you guys have big names, you guys had.
Don't say his name. Do not say his name.
Okay, I won't. I'll spare you for now. I won't be nice. Here's my thing. You all, like, Real Madrid has had to play so hard to live. Like, they could have been down 6-2 in the first leg against Man City, pretty much. They could have been over. And then they had to fight back in the 90th minute to beat Man City in leg 2. Like, they were pretty much out of it. They could have been out of it so many times, and they weren't. Well, Liverpool, while there wasn't like a blowout, Liverpool was never really like. I was never like watching. I was never worried Liverpool wasn't gonna win. But the Man City Real Madrid games, either team could have won. Let's be real. Either team could have won that game. I still am haunted from the 77th minute on. I won't lie. I think the biggest thing though is going to be right now that, given this doesn't really matter right now, but it could matter to the players a little bit. The fact that Mbappe stayed at PSG, Liverpool and Real Madrid will be chasing what's his name? I cannot pronounce his name. Starts with a T. They're both like
What team does he play for?
Monaco, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah, Monaco. What's his name? You know who I'm talking about though. He's a midfielder. But either way,
yeah.
both of them are in the lead to get him now. So that could be like a slight debate. Not much, but like that could just be something in the back of like people's minds, but it shouldn't affect the players since neither of them would be losing out. And honestly, as I just looked through ESPN, another thing just popped up. Could Real Madrid target Salah since they didn't get Mbappe? That could get interesting if he wins for Liverpool and then goes to Real Madrid. That
or lose for Liverpool and goes to Madrid.
That could, either way. I don't see this game being a blowout no matter what, though. I think this is going to be back and forth. And I think it's going to be final. Honestly, I think final is going to be like 4-3. 4-3 Liverpool.
See, that's how I see it. See, like, this is how confident I am. I see it being that comfortable for Madrid I see it being like that if like Vinicius is like okay with what happened with Mbappe.
That's
like
fair.
If he's not 100% okay, that's if he's like okay with Mbappe 100%, this is 4-2 and not a problem. That's how I saw it. And that,
okay.
And by comfortable, I mean like those two goals mean absolutely nothing in garbage time, and it's like whatever.
That's fair. If this was anyone But Liverpool, I would have to agree with you. But Liverpool wants Real Madrid so badly. Like it's like if they got Man City, I feel like they just wouldn't care as much. But because it's Real Madrid, they want to crush them.
Who do you think is better, honest? Man City or Liverpool?
Why do you have to do this to me? I hate you.
It's a
Man
debate.
City's
I've been getting into this debate.
I think Man City is better in my opinion. We all know that. I think that. I think
So
Liverpool
if
has
they already beat the best team in the English league, Madrid should not have a single problem with this
yes, but
Liverpool.
then
You didn't bring
there's
up the
one.
defender though. Thank you for not bringing up the defender, but I need you
Yeah.
to bring him up because he changes the conversation entirely.
No, I want you to bring him up because you hate him that much. I want you to have to mention his name first.
I think we're both excited to see Karim Benzema against Virgil van Dijk. I cannot
Yes.
wait to see
Yes.
how they do. I feel it being physical. I feel like elbows will be flying because Benzema wants those headers, and Virgil van Dijk is
So
just
now that
tree.
you've mentioned his name, I have been granted permission to speak freely of this now. I'm sorry, but Van Dijk is a beast. I don't care what you want to say. That man is a beast. He is a game changer. And you think 4-2 is going to happen? There's no physical way 4-2 happens with him on the back line. Unless you physically have Benzema head him out of the game, you ain't scoring 4 on them with him in the back line. You should have never mentioned his name. I was gonna let this one stay clear. But
we already have double. The worst thing that can happen is I don't win any money, and you don't win any money.
That's gonna haunt you more.
The best thing is $20.
That's gonna haunt you more. You not winning money is gonna haunt you more because of how much I'm gonna call you on repeat. If you don't answer, messages are being left. Voicemails. Your voicemail box is gonna be full of me just chanting Van Dijk's name.
Do not worry. You know how confident I am? I'm going to turn the ringer on, buddy. Bring it on. That's how confident. Benzema has proven he is world class in this league. And especially in the league where Hazard has kind of just been off the map. He's gone through all these great guys. And now he finally has a team that he's leading. I do not see him blow it. He's so calm on the ball. He knows how to maneuver around the box. And he finishes penalties. Final score 4-2. And I don't even care if Vinicius is happy or not. 4-2 final score.
Okay.
And double or nothing. We already have it. It's on the record. Do we want to spice it up? You could spice it up. I'll give you. That's how confident I am. I'm feeling good. Golden State's gonna win. They're gonna win the chip. I'm feeling Madrid gonna win it. I don't know if I'm 2 for 2, buddy. You will not hear that end of this. This podcast might end.
I will mention, by the way, that currently Liverpool is the odd favorite to win.
Don't matter.
Who's
the odd favorite in City? Who's the odd favorite in City?
Was City actually? I wasn't sure on that one.
City was the odd favorite.
Okay, I'm not sure.
Dude,
wow,
I'm ready for it.
How spicy do you want to make this?
I'll buy you dinner.
Ooh. My choice?
Your choice.
Okay.
But we already have double or nothing. So are you conceding the double and then we're going to go for dinner? Is that what we're doing?
That's fair.
Or are you just conceding the $10? Or are you just conceding the $10 from the first bet?
We can stick the double or nothing and add dinner to it. I ain't worried.
Say less, cuz. Say less.
Buddy, when you come
double
to Atlanta, I know
dinner of your choice and dinner of my choice.
I know expensive restaurants down here, just so you know. So when you come down to visit me next, you better have your wallet and credit card ready.
Buddy, I already have the restaurant, have my credit card. Don't worry about it. You know what you better be worried about? If I swear to you, you shouldn't be worried about the expensive restaurant for me. If I say Chick-fil-A, God help you.
That's fair. So here's what I've decided, by the way.
Okay.
One, when Liverpool wins, I'm going to be beyond happy. And then when the Heat win it all, I'm going to have you buy me a Van Dijk jersey. That's what I've decided.
Oh, we're bringing out external. Call us. From your words to God's ears, he's going to ignore it, and Madrid and Golden State will win it. Don't worry about it.
Allah. I can't have that. Can't have that.
What? Let's end it on that because I think it's just I don't know how
You,
much more we
I,
could talk without actually fighting at this point. For
yeah, I'm
FCC
actually
airways, of course.
I'm buying a plane ticket right now, so I'll see you in a couple hours. I'm gonna come up there. We're
Hey,
gonna have some words face to face.
what an episode, bro. Let us know what you guys think. Is Golden State going to win it all? Is Miami or Boston going to win? Who's going to win?
Well,
How about
does Dallas have a chance
NHL?
not to get swept?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Let's see.
Who's pick
I
you like more? 4-2 for Real Madrid or 4-3 Liverpool? Let's hear it all. Or do y'all have a different
let's see.
pick?
Everything. I just
I want it all.
I want it all. Great episode, Brendan. I really felt it today.
I,
Thank you, boss.
Listen,
We'll
I'm
be back
upset
at
with you,
it.
but I'm also not upset with you. It's mixed. But nah, like and subscribe, guys. We appreciate all the love and
With the
support you guys
comments.
give us. So keep it up.
We'll
We
be in
appreciate
touch.
it.
See you next week. Peace.
Peace.